So this guy here is now in prison because he murdered someone famous. Christopher is 21 years old when this story started, living in Wisconsin. He grew up with dreams like anyone else, but his life started slipping in dangerous direction. By 11th grade, he dropped out of school and had hoped for a job training program with the Wisconsin Conservation Corps, where he was trained to be a carpenter. For the first time, it seemed like his future might hold something solid. But when the job never came, it all began to collapse. Christopher turned to drinking. He claimed that voices told him that he was the chosen one. The anger, the confusion, and the pressure, it all boiled over. On June 1st, 1990, Christopher became wild. Christopher walked into the office of Wisconsin Conservation Corps with a gun in his hand and demanded for money, but terrified employees begged for their life. And then the site's manager offered him a little amount of money. Then Christopher, out of curiosity, shot him and the man died instantly. And the other man in the office was able to offer him the amount he was okay with, so he left the office. And immediately the man called the cops and reported that case. And not long ago, Christopher was caught and was arrested and was convicted of murder and was sent to prison for life. Prison didn't quiet the storm inside him. He isolated himself. He even wrote about God and also battled with the voices inside his head. But two infamous names entered the same prison walls with him. Jeffrey Dahmer, who had murdered and dismembered 17 men and boys, and Jesse Anderson, who had stabbed his wife to death and blamed two innocent black men for the crime. For Christopher, the presence there was not a coincidence, it was fate. On the morning of November 28th, the three men were assigned to clean the prison gym. No supervision, no guards, just Christopher, Addison, and Jeffrey. And the so-called voice of God began to speak to Christopher, telling him that he should unalive the two inmates there. And to Christopher, the voice is like God speaking to him. So he had no other option to do than to obey the voice. So Christopher picked up a 20-inch metal bar from the weight room and turned to Jeffrey with a single and devastating blow to the head and another, and Jeffrey fell to the floor, bleeding and broken. And Christopher then hunted down Addison and struck him too, leaving both men fatally injured. And Christopher went back to his prison room, and immediately an officer arrived. And he didn't run, he didn't resist. He simply said that his God told him to do it. Like, literally, how will God tell someone to kill his fellow human being? Like, this guy is mentally disordered. Jeffrey died less than an hour. Addison followed 2 days after. And Christopher was sentenced to 2 additional life terms. Over the years, Christopher explained his actions. He claimed that Jeffrey had taunted inmates, shaping food into several limbs and covering it with ketchup, mimicking blood. He said he couldn't stand Addison for falsely accusing black man of murder. And whether it's the revenge, divine justice, or the voices in his head, Christopher believed that he was carrying out a mission. Today, Christopher remains in prison, still serving life. To some, he was the man who brought justice to Jeffrey Dahmer. And then to others, he was another killer who couldn't escape his demons. But one thing is certain, the morning Christopher walked into that prison gym, he sealed his place in history forever. So guys, do well to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you love watching true crime stories. And also do well to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Any question you have, any question you want to ask, just do well to leave it down in the comment section. And also do well to watch this video here.